everyone. My name is Brenden Groom. If you don't know me, I'm the host of the Pass the Controller podcast. And for the next hour, we are going to talk about games that should have gotten a sequel. Joining me on this lovely panel of amazing people from across the country is the Waluigi Queen, the Fall Guys Queen, Lily Zaldivar. Lily,
Hello, everybody. I'm good. I'm so glad you went with that intro. Yay.
So the question I'm going to ask everyone as we introduce ourselves is, since this is a panel about games that we wish got sequels, what is your favorite sequel of all time?
Sly 2 Band of Thieves.
Okay. I can get down with that.
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
Thank you.
Never played it.
Really? Oh, I'm a big fan of Sly Cooper, but I think Sly 2 is the best one.
Keeping this train going, we got Greysun Morales, the features editor from Twinfinite, the host of the Positive Players podcast. Greysun, how are you?
What's up? I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. What
Of course.
is your favorite sequel of all time?
Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to go with Pokemon Gold and Silver for the Game Boy Color.
Is that your favorite Pokemon game?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, just the way, you have Kanto and Pokemon Red and Blue, and they literally just gave you an entire new region to explore, as well as go back to the older regions, which was never done before in a mainline Pokemon game. So it kind of just was a perfect example of how a sequel should be.
Do you like Gold more or Silver more?
I played Gold when I was a kid, so I mean, to me, they're kind of like the same game. I don't really care too much about the exclusive Pokemon. So
Right on.
Pokemon.
Next up, Odell Harmon Jr. You may know him from the Game Fanatics or the Full Circle podcast. Odell, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, hanging in there. It's going to be a nice hour, a fun hour, I think, an entertaining hour, I hope.
Hour of fun. You're correct about that.
But the same question I've posed the two before you. What is your favorite sequel of all time?
Ooh, that's gonna have to be Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, one of the best games ever made.
Is the best Metal Gear game?
Yeah, no, it's the best Metal Gear game. I'm not gonna even try to argue on that. Thank you, Greysun.
I know a few people who like 5 more, and they might come for you after this. I don't know.
If you would have said 4, I would have been like, yeah, I mean that makes sense. But 5, the unfinished Metal Gear, okay. Take all pikes. Take all pikes.
Odell's like, all right, let them come to me.
Better close those DMs. They're coming after you.
Also joining us on this lovely hour-long festivity is Jesse Vitelli, writer at Twinfinite. How are you doing tonight, Jesse?
I'm doing great. How are you? You holding up there?
I'm doing okay. I could use another glass of water, I think.
Okay, well, you should get that when this is done, because
yeah, probably. That's true. What is your favorite sequel of all time?
All right, so when you asked me this question, I genuinely did not have an answer, and I was about to say I can tell you what my least favorite sequel is, which is BioShock 2. But then it dawned on me. My favorite sequel is Guitar Hero 2.
Hey!
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Wasn't expecting that.
Banging soundtrack. Absolutely banging soundtrack.
Now, are you Guitar Hero over Rock Band? Is that where you're planting your flag?
No, I would say Rock Band is great for like when you have a group of people over, but like if I'm just gonna sit down and like dig into like a rhythm game, I'm just gonna bust out Guitar Hero 2.
Yes.
Because
the
soundtrack rules. The Xbox 360 Gibson Explorer guitar, I think, is like one of the better made plastic instruments. And yeah, just get Freebird on going, and prog door, you're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some good songs in Guitar Hero 2. And rounding us out on this lovely sequel panel is one of my co-hosts, Dominic Forte from Pass the Controller. Dom, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. What is your favorite sequel of all time?
I'm gonna go Mega Man 4.
Mega Man 4. Is that your favorite Mega Man game?
I think so.
Who's your favorite boss from Mega Man 4?
Skullman?
Okay. I'm not familiar with Skullman.
Does Majora's Mask count as a sequel?
As a sequel?
It should.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go Majora's Mask instead.
Okay, sure. I mean, you could have stayed with Mega Man 4. I don't think people are mad about that.
I'm easily persuaded.
All right.
They're both.
I mean, I stand by the statement that you helped me during PAX East make Majora's Mask #1. So
It's true.
I mean,
it's one of the few Zelda games that's a literal direct sequel. So
yeah. Except for Breath of the Wild 2 when it comes out.
Yeah.
There's not many. I mean, there's a link between worlds is a sequel to A Link to the Past.
Spirit Tracks too. Well,
y'all heard it here first. Breath of the Wild 2 is actually a prequel. Just trust me on this. Y'all think I'm lying, but then when it comes out, I'm be like, remember that panel? Told you.
It is August 20th, 5:21 Pacific Time PM. Let it be known. Remember it. Remember it.
I don't hate that. I really honestly don't hate that. So now that you've met these lovely 6 individuals, let's get it going. So we are going to talk about what we think are games that deserved sequels. And we're going to kick things off with Dom. Dom, what is the game that you wish or think deserves a sequel that we've never seen?
I'm going to go back to the N64 with my Majora's Mask pick, and I'm going to go Donkey Kong 64.
Okay. All right.
I want another non-platforming Donkey Kong game. We've gotten plenty of Donkey Kongs since then, whether it be the Conga games or Donkey Kong Country Returns or Tropical Freeze. But Returns and Tropical Freeze are in that Donkey Kong Country line. I want a non-platforming Donkey Kong game.
Now, you want like that same group of Kongs coming back? Like, was it Tiny, Lanky,
I would
and
love
Diddy?
to see. I would love to see the return of the 3 forgotten Kongs.
What was it? Tiny, Lanky, and Big Boy? I forgot.
Dixie?
Oh,
in there
Chunky,
too?
Chunky, right?
No,
Yeah.
Which
Chunky
is the
was,
Kong that runs
Dixie
on-
was not in that game.
It was our little sister, Tiny.
Tiny.
Yes.
Yeah. What's the Kong that runs on his hands? Is that Lanky?
Lanky.
Is he a orangutan?
Lanky.
Oh, okay.
We need more
Yep.
Lanky Kong.
Bro, then we got to bust out the
Oh,
DK
man.
rap.
We do. That's right. We need a new DK rap.
We do need a Duke.
Yeah,
DK rap.
Grant needs to make more music for
Yeah.
Donkey Kong.
You think they'd get Grant back? I think Grant would do it. I think that would be
I mean, why not?
no
Easily.
problem.
At this point, it's illegal, right? It should be illegal.
Well, Grant did the music for Mario and Rabbids that had that DK expansion. So like,
Yep.
he's still-
Yeah,
That's
he did.
true.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
still alright.
I have a feeling in his contract it says if Donkey Kong is in the title, I must be a part of it.
You know what would be interesting actually is Nintendo is like pretty open to letting people work on their IPs now. I mean, you had Ubisoft do Mario and Rabbids. You had
You had
Brace
Ubisoft
yourself
also
game.
do Starlink.
That's true. They had Star Fox content. And then you had Brace Yourself Games do Cadence of Hyrule. So what if Playtonic did Donkey Kong 64 too?
They did Yuki and Lady,
They did
right?
ukulele, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, they have experience. Obviously, if it's any people from old Rare days, they have experience with Donkey Kong. But if they, with ukulele, they have experience making those types of games.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'd be down with that. I'd be down with the
Mhm.
Donkey Kong 64 too.
I think the biggest problem that comes with Donkey Kong 64 is that the N64 had like terrible draw distance, and that game suffered for it for a lot of reasons. So like an updated DK64 would actually be pretty rad.
Yeah, I'm not even saying the same
Right.
exact idea. Just like in the same vein, like Galaxy and Odyssey aren't really sequels to Super Mario 64, but they're in that same.
They have the same realm.
vein,
They're in the
I
same
guess.
realm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be cool.
You want another action adventure Donkey Kong?
exactly.
Yeah, on the
Not
Switch, that'd be
platforming.
cool.
Yeah, Donkey Kong needs more love.
That's right.
Yeah, it's the
He's always
truth.
showing up in other things, never his own stuff.
I like how we're starting things off here. So let's kick it next to Greysun. Greysun, what is the game you want to see a sequel of?
So one of my favorite PS4 games ever was the Order 1886. Well, maybe not one of my favorite games, but definitely one of the most underrated games I played. So it was developed by Ready at Dawn. It was pretty much a third person cover shooter, but it got a lot of flack for really not having that good of a gameplay or a good combat. Really, it was so cinematic, and so visually impressive for the PlayStation 4. It was kind of like a showboat for like, hey, this is what this console is capable of. And it was a pretty short game, but I was so intrigued in the story and the presentation, the visuals and stuff. But I think a sequel just would have been so incredibly well done. But the thing is, that studio, they're not with PlayStation anymore. They're making Oculus games. So this game will probably never get a sequel. But it's just like that idea of like, I think it's like neo-Victorian London kind of thing, where it takes place in the past, but it's also in the future. And there's like you meet like weird famous people, but the story will be twisted or something. I don't know. It was a really fun game. And I would love for that to come back in some way, because it was a PlayStation exclusive, and usually PlayStation exclusives will get like sequels and stuff. But yeah, did any of you guys play this?
I did not play this game. I don't know if anyone else.
I did not either.
The game.
Wow.
I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna play it, but the bad reviews kept me from it. And that's why I was laughing when you're like, it's one of my favorite. You're like, wait, no, it's not. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
not open the door right there.
The price hurt it.
So
it's about werewolves, right?
Yeah, you fight werewolves. Like, but the game barely has any combat in it. It's like just mostly cutscenes. It's almost like you're watching a movie, and then sometimes it'll let you play. Like, that's how like cutscene heavy it was.
I have a
if
feeling
I remember correctly.
This game would do so well nowadays, because we have so many cutscenes in video games now that
it was kind of ahead of its time.
Good. It was ahead of its time.
A little bit.
Yeah.
See, I'm in the same boat with Odell. I like this game. I only knew it as like kind of a joke. Like it was like they had like meme videos made about it in regards to like how it was super cinematic and there wasn't a lot of gameplay and stuff. So that's like my only interaction with this game, unfortunately. But if you're loving it that much, I should probably. I mean, I would imagine at this point,
it's always like pretty cheap too. I don't know how much it costs right now in the digital store on PS4, but it can't cost more than like $30.
I paid $5 for it. Like, that game gets really cheap on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
And for $5, I cannot recommend it enough. Like, totally worth it.
Yeah, so I wouldn't recommend.
I can't talk about, too many cutscenes, so I'll check it out.
So sequel-wise, would you want it to be like VR, or would you want it to be like on the PS4, PS5 coming out?
Yeah, I would want it to be a more traditional, like cover shooter experience. Okay. Obviously, this needs to be more fleshed out, like the combat and stuff. Because I remember that game having there are moments when you get like these really, really cool weapons that like can kill, like destroy buildings, like kill a whole bunch of enemies at once. But you'll literally use it one time in the story, and then it goes away forever. And I'm like, well, I want more of that. I want more of these like cool combat scenarios. I think Tesla, like the guy who, I'm very bad at history, but you know what I'm talking about? Tesla? Yes, like he's in the game and he gives you this big ass like electrical like gun.
Tesla
that's
cannon?
Really cool. Sure, yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, a more traditional like sequel.
Okay.
Not VR, but
I mean, that's
I don't know who would make it, but Sony studios are pretty busy at the moment, I'm assuming.
What if Ready at Dawn made it exclusive for Xbox Series X? Would that make you upset?
I probably wouldn't buy an Xbox for that game, but that would just be insane.
What would you call it? Would it be the Order 1887?
Yeah, I think that's like the best choice. Right?
That's fair.
I mean,
I guess we should probably.
It wouldn't be like 1886 2. That's just dumb.
That'd be really funny though.
1887.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 1887 makes sense, but 1886 2 would be very funny.
Or it could just be a prequel and just take place in whatever year they want it to be.
1885.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I mean,
the 1800s there. We just cover all our bases.
You might just put it at 2020. Screw the 1880s.
That's Order 2020.
But yeah, that's a game that a lot of people don't talk about, and yeah, that's my pick.
You could just call it Order 66.
Hey, I was about to say.
I think the game would go in a drastically different direction if that was the name. I mean, it would have to.
Let's do it. Stormtrooper shows up. Let's go.
That game could have been a Star Wars game for sure.
Oh, could you imagine a werewolf with the Force? That'd be cool.
Yeah,
let's make that happen.
Cool. That'd be so much better than having.
There was a Wookiee with the Force.
Like
Nikolai Tesla shooting.
Wait, was there really?
Nikola Tesla as a Jedi.
No, but he's going to be shooting Sith lightning.
Oh,
my God. Oh yeah.
The Sith.
This game writes itself.
No, Thomas Edison would be shooting the Sith Lifeline since he took the creation away from Nicholas
There
Tesla.
you go.
That's why it became evil. See,
These
he's
are
a
all
big
Getting
brain.
historic
There you
here, everybody.
We're storyboarding. Get a whiteboard. We're gonna
We gotta copyright these immediately.
Lily,
Listen.
put the date down again and the time. Quick.
All right, it is
Wait, so you want to
August
copyright
20th,
Star
5:30 p.m.
Wars?
Pacific
Thomas
time.
Edison?
Star Wars
Yeah,
1886.
Trademark.
Reddit Dawn, Sony, Nintendo earlier. If you're listening to this right now, listen, you don't just give us some credit. Just give us some credit, throw us in the credits. That's all we need. That's all we need.
Wait, it makes sense because Star Wars happened a long, long time ago, like around 1886. Oh,
That's true. That's true.
I think we just discovered something.
Every
my
time it's
God.
a long, long time ago in Star Wars, I always go, but it's 2020 and we're not flying cars. So how, are we forward? Okay, never mind. Anyway.
It also
Explain it
happened
in the
far,
game.
far away.
Yeah, far, far away.
Mhm.
We're just not close enough.
And a whole different
We're
universe.
just not close enough for the flying cars yet.
Exactly.
Dang it.
Mhm.
Dang it.
Before we move on to the next one, we should probably double back and say, Dom, what would you call Donkey Kong 64 2?
I don't know. Donkey Kong Adventure.
Electric.
You can literally just give it something.
Nintendo would probably just call it New Donkey Kong or something.
Oh,
Yes.
that's true, actually. New Donkey Kong 64.
You know they
Donkey
would.
Kong Returns.
Super Donkey
Yeah.
Kong 64 because they like
Oh.
super.
Super Donkey Kong would be cool.
Throw
I don't
the
think
word
there's a game
deluxe in
called
there. They love
Donkey
to-
Kong 4K.
featuring
Donkey
Donkey
Kong
Kong
World.
Or
Funky Mode
Ooh, I like that.
Donkey Kong 64 Final Remix because they always just,
featuring.
This isn't
Dream
a
Drop.
Square Enix game.
yeah, but it could be. You never know who's gonna make it at this point. Rare could be like, hello, can we borrow this title?
Donkey Kong 64 over 352 over 6 days.
Wait, I got it. Donkey Kong, how the Kongs got their groove back.
Yeah.
I like that. I like
I
that
mean,
one. I like that one.
that goes in line with the
Yeah.
theme of DK64. I'm down with that. So, moving on, Lily, what is
Yeah.
the game that you desperately think needs a sequel?
Okay, so I thought about this. It didn't take me that long to decide this one. It is a Square Enix game. It is a fantastic game that got ported to the Switch. The characters were only in another game called Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, which is absolute bull. And it's The World Ends With You.
Oh my god!
Because it rightfully deserves a sequel. I will hear no arguments in the chat. I will hear no arguments on my Twitter because everyone knows that game deserves a sequel, hands down.
So good. I don't know how I didn't think about that one.
The World Ends With 2.
Wow.
I can't even write a title better than that. But yeah, I was really sad that Neku and all of the characters that are in this game were only given the opportunity to be in a Kingdom Hearts game. And granted, there is going to be an anime adaptation coming out in 2021. So the possibility of a new sequel coming out is, it's up in the air. You never know. But the fact that it came out in 2007, it's 2020, the year of utter chaos. So the fact that we haven't gotten anything that involves like the future of The World Ends With You really saddens me. So I'm hoping that because if the anime adaptation does really well, maybe we'll get The World Ends With You 2 Electric Boogaloo. So
What if it's The World Ends With 2 and then underneath it, it's like 020?
The World Ends With You Dream Drop Distance Final Remix. Well, the final remix was made with the Nintendo Switch version. So, but yeah, I think it's a game that a lot of people really liked. The music was great. The art style was fantastic. So I would be really saddened to see it never get a sequel. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe we'll get one.
Would you want the sequel to be like similar controls where it's like touchscreen stuff?
Well,
Is
the
it-
way
is that-
so the Nintendo Switch had a really cool system that I'm really glad they kind of figured out a way to do with the Switch and the iPad version. But the Switch version had, where you control one character at the top and one character at the bottom. And that was really fun. I think that the way they adapted it would be fine to play in the new game. So I wouldn't have any complaints over that. I do think, however, and this might make people upset, that I don't think Neku should come back. And if he does come back, then he's an NPC because I think his storyline finished at the end of The World Ends With You. But they did have at the end of it this whole storyline called A New Day, where they did have the characters, but another new character showed up, and that character didn't really get fleshed out. So I'd like that character to be, and I'm being very vague because if people haven't played the game, I don't really want to spoil anything, but I would like that character to be the main character if possible. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I'm on board with this. I should probably play the first game, but you
haven't played the first game? Okay,
No.
if you can, I would tell people if you can play the game on the Nintendo DS because it is the best and most authentic way to play. If you can't play it that way, then by all means play it on the Switch. If you have an iPad, it's available on the iPad. So there are ways to play it, but I would say if you can find it on the Nintendo DS, play it that way.
Greysun told me that at some point, but it was on sale on the Switch, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy this. So it's on my Switch currently sitting there.
I mean, that's totally fine. I just think it's also very story, like you're reading a lot. It's very Persona based in that way that you read a lot of words. So
Persona.
I didn't even know it was on the Switch. I'm about to go like download that.
Yeah, please play.
It's so good. It's so good. Like
story.
I'm hoping this anime does kind of bring more life into that. I want to say franchise, but it's still just one game.
It's just
it's going to be two. It's going to be 2 games now.
Yeah, The World Ends With 2.
I hope the anime helps people realize how good of a game it is, and we get a sequel soon from Square Enix.
I'm hoping so. I would be very excited if that got announced either when the anime came out or maybe next year, because it's supposed to come out.
I would also want like new characters as well, I think.
Yeah. But RFP, you will always be my first anime boy crush. Just kidding. Yeah. Inuyasha takes the cake on that one. But video game wise, Neku, you're great.
All right.
Don't shake your head, Odell. Don't you do it to me.
Well, you can shake your head back in a second when we move on to Odell and he gives us the game that he thinks deserves a sequel.
All right, so I think someone's gonna like this. What the game that I believe deserves a sequel, because one, it will make so much sense on the Switch. Like everything else in the world, Nintendo at this point, like if Nintendo was just like, how about we just make these games? They haven't got to be good. I mean, we'll just buy them. But so the game
is how well Super Mario Party sold. I mean, things on the Switch.
Oh God.
I'm like, can y'all just give me some DLC? Just like new boards, like make a new board like every 3 months, and then boom, like that's all I want. Nintendo, why don't you like my money?
Nintendo doesn't want our money, apparently.
Apparently not, because they didn't make Donkey Kong Jungle Beat 2.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
2 Donkey Kong games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So for those who remember,
not expecting that.
There was a Donkey Konga, the Guitar Hero with bongos. I don't know anybody to explain it. Then they made a 2, and then that 2 was great because Donkey Konga was kind of like not good, but then Donkey Konga 2 was actually good. And then they came out with Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, which was an adventure game that you play with the bongos. You like visually for the GameCube, it looked amazing because you were kind of on rails. So I guess they gave them, so you had to like jump and clap and do crazy stuff to like platform your way to the boss. And then it had these legit boss battles where you had to like block, beat the crap out of the boss, and do all these crazy things. And I mean, it was fun. Like, and I'm like, man, rhythm based adventure, good music,
I like
graphics.
It.
So I mean, give me a Joy-Con in each hand and just.
We'll put the Joy-Cons in the new bongos. My.
Yeah, you get a new peripheral.
New peripheral.
Yeah.
They sell Donkey Kong hands made of Nintendo Labo that you can just
No, could you imagine like bongo Joy-Cons, like your Switch just having 2 giant bongos on the side of it?
I mean, they make it. It's possible. Like you use the Ring Fit, right? And all you do is just add the Joy-Con to the ring or all this stuff.
True.
It's totally possible for them to just, you put the Joy-Con either on the side or you clip it in. Boom.
Yeah, and people don't believe me when they would say like, "What's the best rhythm-based game ever made?" Like, it's like adventure. I'm like Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, and they're like, "No, being for." I'm like, no, for real. Like, if you played it takes both parts, the music and how that translates into the gameplay, extremely seriously. And I'm just like, so the next Kingdom Hearts mainline story game is gonna be a rhythm-based game. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's cool.
Oh, dumb. Sorry, I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, it is. And then I remember the first thought when I saw that was like, where's Donkey Kong Jungle Beat at? It reinvigorated my love for that. And then for this, I went to go watch videos to see if I was looking in through rose-colored glasses. And the 33 comments was like, damn, man, this game was like the best game ever. And I'm like, man, yeah, YouTube user 66 vicious_ Dark Angel, you are right. Hit me up.
Wrong time to take a sip of my drink. Wrong time.
You gotta get him on your podcast now. He's gotta come on full circle.
Yeah, he's gotta come.
You're literally handing Nintendo just ways of printing money. Just absolutely brilliant.
So think about it. We get Donkey Kong Adventure or Donkey Kong How the Kongs Got Their Groove Back.
And
then we get Jungle Beat.
At this point, it's like the year of Donkey Kong.
The year of the Kong, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have the year of the Kong and just announce like 4 new Donkey Kong games at once.
And that's
like if the year of the monkey is next year, I don't know what it actually is.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
it's time.
We got this.
or if it's the year of the donkey, you can get it either way.
Oh yeah.
Is there a donkey?
I have no idea.
There's a horse.
Donkeys aren't monkeys.
There's a horse.
There's a horse.
I only know this because of
monkeys.
it's only because of Fruits Basket. Fruits Basket has told me a lot. Back to anime.
I'm not gonna lie. Jackie Chan Adventures got me into the Chinese Zodiac. I don't know if that's like offensive, but it did.
No.
If there was a cartoon that needed a sequel, it's Jackie Chan Adventures.
Oh my god, yes.
A little bit more like, aware of its stuff, but yeah, totally.
It's a whole another panel right there.
Yeah, just
there you
so
go.
Nintendo, give me a Donkey Kong Jungle Beat 2. But no, I mean,
I'd be down with that. I mean, I don't remember Jungle Beat that well. I actually liked Donkey Konger a lot, but I don't remember a lot of Jungle Beat.
We also got a racing game, right?
It never came out.
Yeah, the Donkey Kong Racing never saw the light of day.
Did it never come out? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it was a screenshot on the back of the GameCube box.
It
I
is.
remember the picture.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
he was
my
riding
God, I know
like an
exactly what you're
ostrich, I
talking
believe.
about.
Donkey Konga was weird because you were in this like Donkey Kong universe playing songs like 1 Week by the Bare Naked Ladies, and like nothing made sense. But it was like a great rhythm game, and I was like, all right, this is a cool gimmick. And then Jungle Beat came out, and I was like, all right, this is it. This is
Okay, so
this is what we were working towards.
I played Donkey Konga like recently, like within this year. Like not with the bongos. I played on a controller because I didn't have the bongos, which is not fun. But I was like, all right, let me go through this soundtrack, and like Smash Mouth is on there. The Bare Naked Ladies is. It's a weird game to look back on.
Sick.
So fun story about that. So most of the songs aren't censored, and I don't know who's in charge of like picking the song list, but it's random. And an old school 90s song called Hit 'em Up in Style is on there, which is about a lady whose husband cheats on her, and she's like, all right, ladies, let's go shop them. Yeah. Let's go
ladies, if your man goes get wow.
Oh yeah.
And so I was playing the game, and my mom comes in and she's like, what radio is this on? And then I'm like, it's on Donkey Konga, Mom. I need you to stop.
Now,
my mom's singing along. She's like, yeah, spend all his money. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Oh my god.
So that's my story today.
What would a Donkey Kong Jungle Beat sequel be called?
Jungle Booty.
Hey, I'm into it.
I mean, I'd buy it. It'd be day one purchase.
Especially with those bongos. Hell yeah.
I don't know what did the young kids say nowadays?
Donkey Kong Jungle.
Donkey. What's it called again? Dab?
Donkey Dab.
Donkey Dab.
What? We're really doing ourselves. We're really.
I can't believe I forgot what that's called.
Donkey Kong TikTok.
It'll be called Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. It's lit.
Oh.
Donkey Kong TikTok.
Now, if you could have any
works on a lot of levels.
Any recording artist, any musical artist come in and help do the soundtrack for Jungle Beat 2 with Nintendo, who would it be?
I I'm gonna go with. Does it have to be like an actual producer or anybody?
No, just go with an
I mean,
artist, my guy.
anything.
Grant Kirkhope has to work on it if it's Donkey Kong.
I want WAP on there.
So Grant
I will.
Kirkhope and who?
J. Cole or Dr. Dre, preferably J. Cole.
Logic.
I'm down with
WAP.
He's the voice of a generation.
that. I'm on board.
I
with
want
that.
Cardi B. I want
Cardi
Drake.
Cardi
like-
B, Megan Thee Stallion, WAP, bongo time.
This is gonna be an R-rated Donkey Kong. No kids
You know
allowed.
what? Honestly, if Drake was on there, I feel like it would just be fun. Because like Drake exists in so many different worlds.
Oh man.
You know, let's get like Kids Bop on there. Let's get all the Kids Bop version of all our favorite songs on there.
Kids Bob.
I'm not opposed to it. So Jesse, what is your sequel that you desperately need someone to make?
All right, let me take you on a quick story. It's
Oh.
2001. Game comes out on the Sega Dreamcast. I do not own a Dreamcast, so I wait until 2002 when the PlayStation 2 releases Fur Fighters Vigo's Revenge.
What?
Oh,
Yeah. All right.
Fur fighters? Like
Fur Fighters,
like
FR, Fur Fighters Vigo's Revenge.
Is it a
Now,
furry game?
well, I know what you're thinking.
Another thing.
But Jesse, it was re-released. Isn't that technically a sequel? No, you're wrong, because Fur Fighters was an updated version from the Sega Dreamcast. Now, this is a third-person shooter in which you control different stuffed animals. Now, there is a dragon named Tweak. There's a kangaroo named Bungalow. There's a penguin. I don't remember the penguin's name. There's a dog named Rufus. And basically, it's like this guy Vigo comes in. He's like a polar bear in a suit. This game is bizarre. Yeah, there's Juliet.
I didn't know the name immediately. It's incredible.
It's a cat with a gun.
Yeah,
Hell
it's a
yeah.
third-person shooter, and you basically this guy Vigo comes in. He steals all of the babies and your spouses from this animal world that you're living in. That's like kind of like a zoo. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but everyone's got their own little like habitats, and so the kids band together with guns apparently to go take back the people that were stolen from them. And so there's all these different weapons and these crazy levels, like there's like a construction level. I don't know if you guys have played like Destiny or anything, but there's like the whirling saw blade and like the mining areas. Like there's one of those. There's like a big skyscraper level where you fight. So the other thing is Vigo has taken the animals' parents and spouses and turned them evil. So all the boss battles you're fighting against your like either your significant other or your, in Tweak's case, mother. And so there's like a big mecha dragon battle on like a skyscraper, and you're just this like weird stuffed animal with a revolver or like a laser cannon or a rocket launcher. And they all have different abilities. So like Rufus can dig in certain areas and get to like other levels. Bungalow can hop really high. And so like all the levels are super exploration heavy. And yeah, the game never got a sequel. And it's a bummer because Fur Fighters Vigo's Revenge rules.
this sounds dope. Like I need to go. Like, is it on eBay or something?
It's like $50 for the PlayStation 2 copy. It's a lot of money. Or I saw
eBay.com.
it on Amazon, actually. It might be cheaper on eBay. But-
eBay.com. Keep going.
So hear me out.
Okay.
You get a sequel. You call it Fur Fighters 2. Did nothing clever here. I just it could be as low effort as possible.
I was like waiting for something
No, just
really
for
incredible and groundbreaking. I'm like, what is he gonna say?
So one of the big problems, the reason this game never got a sequel, is one, it was published by Acclaim, which doesn't exist anymore, and it was created by Bizarre, which is that company that EA took. They made like Project Gotham Racing and a couple other games, or forget what. But basically, EA like bought them and then did the EA thing where they like shut them down like a couple years later.
Of
So
course
the
they would.
company, the company that made the game and the publisher no longer exist. So the chances of this game ever getting a sequel are pretty much slim to none. It also like didn't sell super well. Like it wasn't like very profitable. You know, as you can tell, nobody on this panel knew what this game was.
I recognize the cover.
Yeah, I think I might have had it for the Dreamcast.
The cover has a lot of attitude, like a lot, and the game itself doesn't like outside of the shooting, doesn't really have a lot of attitude. It's like more charm.
So you said you're stuffed animals, right?
I think that's the lore, because like when you shoot the enemies, they don't bleed. They have like stuffing come out of them or something similar to that. I think it was like to get around the violence aspect.
Oh, to get a lower rating, maybe.
I think that's kind of what ended up happening there.
So I don't know anything about this game either, but could it somehow take place in universe with Five Nights at Freddy's? Isn't that like stuffed animals?
They're animatronics.
Oh, yeah, they're like Chuck E. Cheese characters.
Also,
could it take place in the Ghostbusters universe, where Ghostbusters 2 is Vigo?
I was gonna say, could it take place in the world of Conker's Bad Fur Day?
That's what it reminds me of.
Because Conker's Bad Fur Day had not the Conker's side, but there was a mini game where you played as stuffed animals, and then the other side was, I think, squirrels or something. But there was like a capture the flag type of idea, but you played as stuffed animals in that. That's what I was thinking. Not the Conker's Bad Fur Day side, but
I get what you're saying. There was multiplayer in this game. There was like team deathmatch, as weird as that sounds.
This could be the next popular like battle royale stuffed animal. Look, there you go. It sells itself. I have 100 stuffed animals in an arena.
I didn't even mention the best part of this game. The weapons level up like they do in Ratchet and Clank. It's like the more you use them, the more powerful they get, and they get like different abilities and stuff. So
wow,
like,
this game sounds amazing.
This game ruled, and it like, I mean, it did all right. It's like 7-8 range review wise.
It's pretty good.
But like, come on, THQ Nordic, you're buying a lot of stuff. Just go buy that one.
Yeah, totally.
Nordic,
and
what happened to Biomutant? Wait, is that still a thing?
Fur Fighters would do way better than Biomutant.
I believe.
Okay,
that.
well, I just bought the game, so.
Yes, really?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I did.
Like you bought a physical for
I did.
Dreamcast? Or
no, there's a PS2 copy.
PlayStation.
Yeah, I bought
PS2,
it. I bought it. I did it.
How much was
it? It was in total $13.35.
Okay, cool. So it's pretty cheap. And one quick other thing about this game. I got it for Christmas because my cousin had it and I played it at his house and I loved it. And I remember I was really sad on Christmas because I opened a couple of presents and it wasn't there, and that was like the only thing I had asked for. And then my parents were like, "Wait a minute, there should be something else," and it was hidden under the couch. And
hey,
oh,
classic. That's a classic trick.
Like 2002.
So I just want to point out to the viewers, and if there's any game developers out there, and you get some pocket change, and you want to buy up an IP, Lily just bought this game because Jesse was talking about it. So if you're telling me you can't make a sequel, that we're not going to all buy it right now? Everyone in the chat that's watching this right now isn't going to be like, Fur Fighter sounds like my jam. Like, I need to buy this.
I mean, low key, I kind of want to go buy it right now.
I bought it. I have a PS2 just waiting for me right over there. So when it's just up, I played it.
Fur Fighters.
I have no idea if this game holds up from a gameplay perspective because
it
I don't
probably,
know.
Let's be honest with each other. It probably won't, but that's not the point.
Right.
Because I played the SpongeBob SquarePants movie recently, and that does not hold up mechanic-wise. It's very hard.
Thanks. But anyway, Fur Fighters.
Yeah.
Can I give my name title real quick?
I
thought it was funny. It's probably not, but I want to say it anyway.
Do it.
So in this one, the main bad guy in part 2 is a kitty named Kitty, but like spelt not like Kitty, like the people like the strippers named Kitty. Yeah. And the name is gonna be Fur Fighters 2. Kitty with the gat go barata tat tat.
Hey!
It sells itself.
Yeah.
It sells itself.
Oh yeah.
If you're watching this right now, you can't tell me you're not buying this. This isn't a day one purchase. You didn't just pre-order that and get the exclusive PlayStation Spider-Man skin. You know what I mean? Like, you definitely just did that.
I want this game so bad.
Let's make it happen. Let's start a Kickstarter. We don't know who's making it. We're just gonna start the Kickstarter, raise all the money, and then we'll just shop it out.
You're gonna see me on Shark Tank pitching this to Mark Cuban.
I mean, is it a bad idea? I didn't think it was.
It's a great idea.
We all just pitch in and buy the IP from someone, whoever has it.
Yeah, find out how much the IP costs.
Genuinely,
it's like $5.
I've thought about it.
I will sacrifice all of our ideas to make that one happen.
What if Lily just accidentally purchased the IP and not the game?
$13. I did. Oh boy.
If I owned the IP, I would teach myself how to code just to make it cool.
I mean, again, we're dishing out ideas. These are just paychecks for all these companies. Like, this is free money. We're making the games for you. So I guess that brings it to me and the game that I really think deserves a sequel. And I'm gonna probably get a little flack from you guys for this. I might get some flack in the chat for this, but Link's crossbow training.
What?
No, I'm definitely kidding.
Oh,
not Link's crossbow training. Actually, I didn't hate Link's crossbow training, but
I don't even know what that is.
I never played
that's
it.
my one
it
joke.
came out for the
joke.
Wii. You have to buy like this stupid peripheral, and you know the Gerudo training grounds from
Twilight
Ocarina of
Princess,
Time.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, and
Never
it was just basically that, but just
A full game.
endless
Yeah.
loop.
Yeah.
Yep.
This idea sequel better be good, because with that joke, boy, you gotta watch yourself.
The actual sequel
Jump
that
Rope 2.
we're gonna take it back to 1996. A little game called Super Mario RPG: Legend of the Seven Stars.
Oh my god.
Now, you might be saying, well, wait, Brendan, there's Paper Mario games and there's the Paper Mario and Luigi games. And yes, those are spiritual successors to Mario RPG, but they are not sequels to that game.
That's
the characters
fair.
the characters they introduce in that world never come back. There's so much there. I mean, it literally spawned 2 other series for Nintendo in Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario. I know I'm not the only person in the world that wants, Geno in Smash or another game in that storyline. I mean, Mallow as a fantastic character. He's a little cloud guy that can control the weather. You have Geno, who is like a alien. He's like a star that inhabits a puppet in the Mushroom Kingdom and aids Mario on his journey. There's like so many crazy characters. So this was co-made with Squaresoft at the time. Square Enix didn't exist because Enix was his own company. This was like basically Square's way of trying to get Final Fantasy games to sell better in this side of the world. So they did that with Mario, and obviously Nintendo wanted to dabble with Mario being in an RPG. But I think if they brought this back and made a sequel, obviously they can bring characters back like Geno, like Mallow, and give them like fresh life. But with the way that like the current Paper Mario is going, which I still love the new Paper Mario game, that game's fantastic. But with the way that they're going with that series, it's like they're not making many special characters anymore. Like Toads are just Toads, and like Goombas are just Goombas, and Bob-ombs are just Bob-ombs. They're not like
Whoa, Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby, dude, don't you come into this house?
Listen.
Relax.
I stand
like
Bobby.
Don't you
I
just said
Bobby
you
has
said-
0 personality. I said it.
No.
the
I said it.
the disrespect in this house. Unsubscribed, deleted, blocked on Twitter. Don't
What-
come for Bobby.
I mean, Bobby at his moment of glory, that was but he was just like, to your credit, he was just a bum. Like,
Yeah.
he had nothing to set him apart. He didn't have a steering wheel on his back or a braid for his little the thing you like fire on, which I can't
the
think
wick.
of the name right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
He barely attacks during battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't
they
do
def-
anything. But
they
then again,
definitely-
for Mario, come on now, guys.
Yeah,
That's
they
true.
definitely
We don't
have like taken the Paper Mario series in like a more experimental way in a lot of different aspects, which is fine because I like these games still. But you could take a sequel to Super Mario RPG, make it a little bit more of a traditional turn-based RPG with the stuff that makes it Super Mario RPG. Obviously, the timing, combat, and other fun stuff that's in there. But you can revisit all these characters. And I think the thing that could make this really interesting is find a way to get Square
Waluigi
Enix.
in the game.
Well, Waluigi, no, hands down, should be there. But find a way to get Square back on board with this.
Oh,
And
that'd be so
go
cool.
go full Kingdom Hearts with this. Make this the Mushroom Kingdom and Final Fantasy places cross over with this, because they kind of hint at that in Super Mario RPG. There's Culex, who's like an optional boss that you can get to, who's like supposed to be representative of like Final Fantasy type characters and villains. So like there's definitely that stuff there. And like Culex refers to being created by the Dark Mage, who's not a Mushroom Kingdom character. That's definitely like a reference to Final Fantasy stuff. So listen, I'm just saying, Super Mario RPG 2, throw in some more Final Fantasy stuff in there. it would basically be like an exclusive Kingdom Hearts for Nintendo.
Yeah, and
But
not
with-
only, sorry, I was
No,
gonna
go.
say not only the because since not Paper Mario is way more action based, it's not so focused on RPG elements anymore. It sucks because the developers who make the actual Mario and Luigi RPGs, they got bankrupt last year, I think, earlier this year.
Alpha
So,
Dream, yeah.
Alpha Dream. Yeah, so who knows when we'll actually be getting a proper Mario and Luigi RPG. So I feel like that would be a great option to have like a new, Mario RPG on the Switch.
Absolutely.
It's probably
What would you
like, yeah, what would you call it? I was gonna ask you that too.
Ooh, I don't know. I've been asking all of you this whole time, and I didn't
Odell?
even think about that for mine.
Odell, please come
New
up with
Super
that.
Mario Brothers. New Super Mario RPG.
No, please don't do that.
Super.
I think
Extra super.
Extra super.
I think you could go with, depending where the story wanted to go. I mean, this one is called The Legend of the Seven Stars. Your quest is to like
8
get the
star.
7 stars.
8
so
stars.
maybe I don't know. I just really want
So
more
it'd be Super
Gino.
Mario RPG, something.
Yeah, just give me Gino, give me Mallow back. I need those characters, and then give us some new characters like a puppet
Like Bobby.
is not a like
Like
Bobby.
Waluigi.
Probably, yeah.
I
Let's
mean,
get
Waluigi-
Donkey Kong in this game too.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know,
it's the year of the Kong. I'm
Hey,
fine
that'd
with
be
it.
cool.
Grant Kirkhope has got to be on board now. That Donkey Kong.
Yep.
Don't you end up with Peach and Bowser on your team too?
Yes,
And
so
Super Mario
you're-
RPG? Yeah,
you're-
so cool.
you're-
Like,
Yeah, it's great. It's such a great game. I mean, clearly great enough that it spawned again Mario, Luigi, and Paper Mario. But give us that Super Mario RPG 2 that we all want. Everyone in this panel wants it. Everyone in the chat right now wants it. I know everyone wants it.
To be in a game, no matter what.
Listen, I'm make him a party member too. Give him the time to shine.
Make him the villain again.
You want him to be the villain though, or make him be the?
Yeah, I do, because he was only in the villain first Mario Dance Mario Mix or whatever. So
Hold on then. What if the villain?
Mario Mix.
What if the villain of this game is Waluigi and he teams up with like Sephiroth, and it's the two of them, and Cloud shows up? I don't know.
Could you
This is
imagine
crazy.
one winged angel playing, and instead of Sephiroth come out, it's Waluigi?
Waluigi.
Man.
That's it.
My mind didn't take it. My mind
Super
Super
Mario-
Mario, long ass sword.
Super Mario RPG 2, the real one-winged angel.
Get out.
Two winged angel.
No, wait, the one
Stop.
winged angel. Come on now, cash the check, Nintendo. Cash the goddamn check.
I gotta go. I gotta get out of here.
So before we get to the end of this amazing 1 hour special on sequels, I know that Lily had a bonus sequel that she wanted to address. So Lily, what is that second game you want to see get a sequel?
Okay, gentlemen, let me take you back to 2003 when we had the beautiful PS2, the Xbox, the GameCube. We had a wonderful time with a game called The Simpsons Road Rage. But I'm not talking about The Simpsons Road Rage here. I'm talking about the beautiful Grand Theft Auto-esque The Simpsons Hit and Run.
Hit and run.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
I'm all on board.
now, I'm just saying we had a brief moment, I think, last year where The Simpsons Hit and Run was mentioned briefly at E3, but it wasn't because of The Simpsons Hit and Run. They were just talking about the games and The Simpsons in general, and we all thought, oh shoot, The Simpsons Hit and Run 2, it's happening. Well, it should. It should happen. I don't know why it hasn't happened. It's been 84 years at this point. I don't know what year it is because 2020 is a blur. So I don't understand why we don't have The Simpsons Hit and Run 2. I think it'd be brilliant. Why don't we have it?
Who does one company have the video game rights to The Simpsons right now? Does anyone have it?
Well, now that Disney owns The Simpsons, I'm sure that gets
Oh,
cloudy.
yeah.
Marvel
maybe.
Simpsons Hit and Run. Got it.
Marvel's Hit and Run. It could be also in the Kingdom Hearts world, where you go there and it's Grand Theft Auto
Hey,
S.
that Kingdom Hearts is too convoluted as is. We gotta.
Homer Simpson is the one winged angel.
But
Figure it
it's such a great game. I think I can't say for everybody, but I personally think that game was so fun for what it was trying to achieve, and it was very unexpected. So I would love because I'm not, I don't play Kingdom Hearts. I don't play Grand Theft Auto often, but I think I would love to do the Simpsons hit and run. If it were definitely like Grand Theft Auto 5, like a bigger world, if they did multiplayer or like, you know, where we could all be, you know, characters in the world itself and cause a bunch of mischief and mayhem, that would be so cool nowadays. I think it would be possible given the amount of power that the PS5 and the Xbox Series X are going to have. Like, we could do anything. We could literally destroy the world of The Simpsons. It would be incredible. I'd
be down with that. I mean, that's, again, that sounds like another game that the check writes itself. I mean, that's just money on the table.
I'm just really surprised that it hasn't even been created. But then again, it's like, what would the story be? Because the first one was like everyone was drinking cola and it made them go insane. So what would this one be about? I don't know, but anything is possible. Also, like, I still remember the cheat codes that you can do. Like, there's a cheat code that you can do on the PS2 where you like slightly tap a car and then all of a sudden it explodes. It was great. I loved it.
I think
maybe
the story
we didn't get a sequel. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'll say maybe we didn't get a sequel because I know the people who made Crazy Taxi actually sued them for
road rage.
Yeah, for road rage. So
Likeness.
that might for the likeness. So that might have dampened any, you know,
idea.
Hit and run sequel chances.
But Hit and Run came after Road Rage, didn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty. Didn't the same people who made a Hit and Run make a Road Rage? Weren't they the same people?
Oh, maybe. I mean, that's possible that they were the same. Let's see. Let's look.
But after being sued for one, you know, Simpsons
it was developed by the same people. Yeah, maybe they were afraid, but at this point, someone should make it. Or at least, you know what? If I'm not going to get a sequel for it, at least remaster it. Please, for the love of God, remaster this game.
THQ Nordic.
That's a THQ Nordic remaster right there.
Yeah. THQ, it better be watching this panel.
So like, write that down.
Get it now, hurry.
For fighters.
Lord can get remastered. Anything is possible.
So like, we got so much good stuff from this recording, right, guys? Like, gold mine right here.
Listen, Matt Groening, if you're listening, just get in touch. Get in touch with somebody. Make this game happen.
I mean, it would be cool.
Do it.
That would be very cool. I mean, like, it's possible. They did, what was it? Scott Pilgrim versus the World. The game has been, like, briefly mentioned on Twitter all the time. So maybe someone will start talking about The Simpsons Hit and Run. If I'm not going to get a sequel, I'll burn the building down. But it's fine. I'll take a remaster.
We'll get it trending on Twitter.
Yeah, let's get it.
Again,
what's the hashtag that it needs to be?
Free Simpsons Hit and Run.
Free, yeah, I was gonna say that too.
We're direct competitors to Fortnite now.
Fair enough.
I don't know what the name would be, honestly, because all I could think of is 2, and that's dumb.
Yeah.
Hashtag First Fighters 2.
Hashtag First Fighters 2. I mean, I'm on board. Jesse wants 2 things in this world, and it's Bug Snacks to come out now and Fur Fighters to get a sequel.
If you don't think I'm in that Bug Snacks,
it took almost an hour for us to mention Bug Snacks. That was impressive, everybody.
I have the Bug Snacks
combine it with Fast and the Furious
right now.
The Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, since Fast 9 is getting ready to come out, there you go. Like,
oh yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm down with that.
Too fast, Two Simpsons.
You know, do a couch gag with Dom, and he'd be like, familiar.
Yes, I mean, there you go. It's just these things are just selling themselves. I'm excited. I'm spending all my money on these games that don't exist yet.
Now I'm gonna pull out. Oh wait, I do have it here. There it is. Oh, The Simpsons Hit and Run. Look at it, and it's all.
You have it sitting there. It looks so good too.
I have it on the GameCube and I have it on the PS2, but it's like a really nice in good condition.
That looks new. That looks brand new.
So I'm so jealous that you had that ready to pull out because I had Super Mario RPG ready to get pulled out for my Super Nintendo, but I accidentally took out Super Metroid, so I don't have the correct game.
That's fine.
I have the World Entity right there.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's all blurry, but ta-da!
So Lily's an actual gamer, and all of us are clowns and frauds, and there you go. I mean, we've been exposed to the millions of people that are watching right now.
I have a cell phone. Any video games.
Well, no, but I own the
Fortnite.
Run the PS2 game that I originally bought when I was a kid back in 2003. I still have that version. It's like in pristine condition and everything. And I
still have my yellow cartridge of Donkey Kong 64 somewhere in the house.
True gamers.
Where's that expansion pack though?
I mean,
I don't have the expansion pack.
where's my
You can't play the
Joy-Con?
game.
I can't play it.
Yeah, but you have a sick gamer chair. I didn't think so.
Do you
Jesse's
have
gamer.
32,
That's true.
32 crowns in Fall Guys? Because Jesse
Yeah,
does.
I have 32 wins in Fall Guys. See if you can come at me. By the time
That's true.
this airs, it'll probably be even more.
Double that. Double down.
64. Donkey Kong 64 wins in Fall Guys.
Change your Twitter name better be that come the time this panel comes out.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Now, before we get to the end of this panel, if anyone has speed round sequels they want to throw out there with like very to little explanation, now's your chance to get it into the ether.
I got one more. All right. Take you back real quick to a time before now. I don't remember the date exactly. However, you think about great games like Viva Pinata, and then it got a sequel. And then you think of another game that got a sequel. And then you think of Cameo Elements of Power, which never got a sequel, which should get a sequel because that game rules. It had a sequel in development, and then it got canceled because they were going to go work on the Kinect. Project Natal, baby.
All
Yeah,
right,
Cameo Elements of Power. That's all I got.
Phil Spencer, I know you're watching right now. I know you're enjoying this, and you're like, what can we get on Game Pass? What can we launch on the Series X? Cameo 2.
All right, I
Easy.
got a speed round for you. So I lied on we provided a list of games, and I put Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, and then I realized that game actually sucks. So no, that doesn't need a sequel.
They just did a DQ run of it yesterday.
and then I realized, you know what? I should just be funny and be like, you remember Sonic Shuffle? Of course you don't. It was
I own this game.
you own Sonic Shuffle?
Is it in
Yes.
shrink wrap?
I think I played
No,
it.
this is a game I have played.
It is a Mario
More
Party
than once.
clone except with Sonic characters, and that also sucks, so it doesn't deserve a sequel. But if it got one, I would play it anyway because I love Sonic.
I would too. I would definitely.
But the real game that deserves a sequel, there was a game that I remember reading in Tips and Tricks magazine because that was my favorite magazine growing up. And the Circuit City by my house was going out of business, and the games were like $10. So my mom finally agreed to buy a game she thought was stupid, so she never bought it for me. But she bought it for $10, and that was Mr. Mosquito. And that's one of the best games ever because you're a mosquito. You go around sucking blood from people in this family. You terrorize a family and then force them to like move out of their house because that's how good of a mosquito you are. And that game never got a
This game
goddamn
sounds awesome.
sequel.
This game sounds awesome.
This is
Mr.
basically
Mosquito 2.
No, you're cancel culture because the sequel will obviously be Mrs. Mosquito.
This is
It
Mosquito,
correct.
obviously.
Oh,
Obviously.
that's true. I just
So,
want to.
Everybody Google that real quick because like it is an amazing game. And like you have to hit pressure points on the people, like you're what's people that put needles in people? I can't remember.
Acupuncture.
Was it-
This game
Yeah,
was
you
terrifying.
acupuncture their pressure points so they get relaxed. So you get that prime. So when you go bite them, they don't try to hit you. You know, they're all like, relaxed, and you suck that blood.
This
This
is
is-
horrifying.
This is the prequel to Untitled Goose Game that we didn't know
My
existed.
God, this game is expensive.
Yeah, that's like if you don't own it, it costs hundreds of dollars to buy it. So
Yeah.
if you've never heard of it, look it up. Mr. Mosquito. I'm not selling you my copy. Ha 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 ha. Great game.
All right, we are about to run out of time, so we should take this moment for everyone to plug who they are, where people can find you, so that all these lovely people watching can get in touch with all of you. Greysun, we'll start with you.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Greysun Morales, and you can find my work at twinfinite.net. And then you can also follow the Positive Players podcast on Twitter at Positive Play Pod, and then on Instagram at Positive Players Podcast. Yeah, that's it.
Lily, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter at CoolCatLilyZ. You can find me on Twitch streaming Fall Guys every now and then, and probably Samurai Jack soon at twitch.tv/LilyXYZ.
Odell?
Yeah, you can find me at Odo Harmon Jr. on all social media except TikTok because I don't have a TikTok. And you can find my work at the Game Fanatics, that's YouTube, and then the website. And I freelance for a lot of people, so just in the ether that is the internet. And you can listen to my personal podcast, Full Circle Podcast, anywhere podcasts are found. And the Twitter for that is FC Podcast 23. But if you follow me at Odo Harmon Jr., you'll see it. It's there.
Jesse?
You can find me on Twitter at Jesse Vitelli. Simple, easy, clean. You can also find my writing at twinfinite.net as well. And yeah, I mean, I stream occasionally on Twitch, JESS TERFER, Jesterfer, and that is about it.
Dom.
You can find me on Instagram. It's a Disney account, PTC_1littlespark. I will, once this craziness is over, I'll get more into it. I work at a hospital, so it's been tough.
You're doing great work.
Yes.
We
Thank
really
you very
appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
And you can find me at Groom, and you can find everything that I do at Pass Controller on all social media at passcontroller.io. And thank you all so much for joining us for this hour.